Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Andrew from the Florida Fishing Academy, and today we're just going to be going through a little bit more of a difficult project, but a really cool one to finish with. We're going to be building our own cornhole set. Now, with what you learned today, you can build any cornhole set you want, any design. We're going to go through a little harder and a little easier design, but what you'll end up with is something like this. You'll have 2 cover boards, 4 legs, and 2 frames. All right, so the supplies we're going to need today, we're going to need paint. Whatever colors you want, whatever your design is, get some paint, get exterior paint. It's going to last a lot longer. We're going to need a tape measure, a drill with a 3/8 drill driver, a speed square, the bigger the better. You can use wood glue, you don't have to. It's always a good option. Make sure you got your personal protective equipment, ear muffs, glasses, gloves, and you're gonna need a jigsaw to cut the 6-inch holes. You're also gonna need pencils, and I've got a cut list here for us. What you don't need, but is helpful, is a clamp, a rotary tool, and a Craig jig. Again, none of these tools are necessary, but they're very helpful and might speed it along. If you have a chop saw, that is also very helpful, but not necessary, because you can get all your wood cut at Home Depot for very cheap, if not free. So what we're gonna need are 4 8-foot pieces of 2x4. So that's 4 8-foot pieces of 2x4, just like this, but twice as long. And then for our board covers, get 19/32 4x8 plywood, and that's perfect. That'll actually make 2 cornholes. Get those cut to 24x48 at Home Depot. Home Depot will do it, even with a giant table saw like we got here. Very nice. It's still faster to get it done at Home Depot. All right, so our cut list, what we need is 4 of everything because we're making 2 frames. So we need 4 boards that are 48 inches, like this one, 4 boards that are 21 inches for these crossbars, and then 4 that are 13 inches long for our legs. And our legs are going to need a 30-degree cut on the bottom so it goes flush with the ground. So I'll show you now how to get the legs going. So we got our 13-inch piece here. If you have a chop saw like this, all you gotta do is set it to 30 degrees and it'll cut that for you. You can also ask at Home Depot for them to cut it. But you also have a jigsaw. So if you need to cut that 30, use that jigsaw, cut the 30 degrees. Just mark it on here with a protractor. As far as putting the bolt in to hold it, we are going to go dead center. So these are 3.5 because 2x4s are not 4 inches long. So that we're 1 3/4 dead center, and then I'm going to go 1 3/4 down to make sure I'm completely in the center, and that is where we're going to drill with our 3/8 inch bit. So we'll drill that hole. It'll come out like this, nice drilled hole. To get the rounded edge so it pivots underneath the board, you can just draw a circle, or for us, I might have to cut this part. Where did it go? You can simply use something that has the correct diameter. So for us, this measuring cup is perfect. I'll round those corners, cut them with the jigsaw. Make it nice and round. This is what you end up with. There's 1 leg. Do it 3 more times. So for framing, we're going to use an example boards here because I've already got my frame built. It's going to look like this, 48 by 24 across. So this is my 48 piece, my example board. This is my 21. The hard way, but the more professional way, is to use a Craig jig. Put holes on the inside so that you do not see any screws. That's how I did my frame, but I'll show you the easy way, the more common way, the simple way, and it's just as good. All you're going to do is you're going to line these boards up. Make sure that they're flush, exactly even on the top, exactly even on the side. This is a good time to use that clamp if you've got it, because you're dealing with that longer board. Clamp them together, and then just simply drill 2 screws into here to hold it together. So 2 screws here, other 48-inch board, 2 screws here, just like this, and it'll hold together great. You can put glue in between that wedge right there. That will also help to make it a little bit more sturdy. So just do that on all 4 corners, and that's your frame set up. All right, we're here for the final assembly. We've got our face board right here. It's upside down so that I can drill into it. If you were doing the easy way, it would be face up on top of the frame. Just set it like so, make sure it's flush, and put screws, say every foot, just straight down into the frame. No problem there, make it easy. You can see the screws that way, and your board won't last as long because the water will get in where the screws are. The way I chose to do it with a Craig jig, it's going to last a little bit longer. But either way, lay down a bead of glue all the way along the edge. Just help it to hold on there. And then flip the board whichever way is necessary. The easier way, the screws on top, flip it right onto your frame. But because I did the harder, longer, but a little bit better quality version, I'm going to put the frame on top of my face board. I'm going to line it up, get it just perfect. And when I've got one side perfect, I can tweak it to adjust it later. So if something's a little bit off, you can fix that. All right, so here we've got our faceplate firmly attached to our frame. So all we got left is our legs. We're going to take our leg. We're going to take a 4-inch, 3/8 inch bolt. Just put it through the outside, attach it to your leg, tighten the nut down, and boom, there's your leg. That's it. So do the same thing to the other side, and we'll be done. All right, so this is our completed board. Let's go play.